Okay. I guess we can just let it play, and I can do this on the side. So Pwndnoob starting out as general. He's first sniper, and that's going to be general, and then we'll hit save, and then maybe this stuff works right. Pwndnoob is general, yes. All right, we're rolling. And all the while I was working on the stream stuff on the side, Pwndnoob happened to take a bug and then also get his first flirt for 51%. I didn't see the bug. You guys probably saw the bug. You know if it's good. I don't. But we're not highlit. And picking up our first fingerprint on a briefcase delivery to the ambassador. We're going to go ahead and drop it as the Amba leaves. Trying to get our second flirt, and unfortunately Seek leaves the pad before it goes off. Part of the plight of Gallery. Are we going to chase Seek to try and get the second flirt at this pad? And he starts moving, so Pwndnoob thinks better of it and continues forward. And again, the ST over to another side pad, so we can't really do much. I think at this point, Pwned might try to work on another mission, or he's just going to be patient and see if Seek joins convo. He does, so we can squeeze in next to them. Joined at 220. Let's see how long Pwndnoob waits before talking. Let's see what some of the averages for them are. It's about 7 seconds or so. 214, 6 seconds. Average. About average. Got the 2 flirt though. Pwndnoob ready for vengeance. And we're in a good position. We can go statueless, or we can go silent. Statueless meaning we could just get contact and fingerprint to finish. Or silent means we could just get fingerprint and 2 sets of inspecs. Fingerprint is going to be left on blue book, but I imagine Pwndnoob is going to want to let it cook long before grabbing it. And we hunted the fingerprint. We didn't let it cook at all. So far, no punishment. I suppose Pwndnoob is just not worried about chasing the fingerprint because he hasn't touched statues and shouldn't be that high of a suspect, or Pwndnoob is just willing to be aggressive to test Magician, or Pwndnoob maybe knows something about Magician that we don't, like that his fingerprint tracking isn't on point. Gallery's a great venue. What are you talking about? Oh, was there someone running for it, so he had to? Yeah, very possible. And you know what would be the best finish? The best finish you can do on Gallery is silent and statueless. You will not be caught. So if he can take this blue book and dump it in green, that's a win. There's no way he's getting caught on that. I mean, it's possible that Magician knows that it's blue because of the fingerprint was on it, so he's paying attention, but I still think you go for it, and Pwndnoob is obviously thinking the same. And he's going to dump it with only a few seconds left. Very surprised by that. I don't know why you don't go for a good return. Yeah. Why rush that return? Why not go and return it at the 15-second mark and go get away clean? Just go return it like right now. Run over here and just do a normal return. Instead of going to this pad, just go in and do the normal return and take the safe win. There will be a few seconds of OT, but then you're not slamming it and throwing away a perfectly good win. So Magician going to take the first point, ends up catching that. We directed a fingerprintable book, yeah. Yeah, probably dead no matter what. I agree. I mean, the fingerprintable book, he's going to be watching it, so I don't disagree. But still, I would have still taken the safe option, in my opinion. Nonetheless, Magician taking control. We're Irish, hanging out at the front, waiting for our seduction target to settle in. We're going to chase down salmon and grab our first flirt for, drumroll. He's got to hurry up because I don't want to do this drumroll for too long. 51%. We injected a drink and we're just playing slow here. Taking our easy flirts, no reason to leave. We're just going to timer flirt this until salmon leaves, takes a drink, which triggers him to leave, and now we will have to chase. Magician probably holding this position for the reverse drive-by opportunity that's going to happen when Disney comes around the right side. We're going to mind control Disney to come around the right side. Here we go. What? 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 Why would you not take the reverse drive-by? Why would you split and not bug? I don't know. Some kind of mind. Maybe it was like, here's me taking a really obvious bug opportunity and not going for it. So I'm therefore an AI. I guess could be one reason. I don't know. But Magician picking up another flirt to a total of 85%. Gets our first inspect. Takes a little bit of a sharp turn there, as I think Magician was thinking about. We're going to pick up our contact. Was thinking about flirting with salmon on the side pad, but started to move, so he dipped out. Steady mission progress across the board. Pretty standard gallery gameplay thus far. We've got inspect, contact, and flirt progress. So we're going to have to figure out what our fourth mission is going to be. Could be purloin, could be swap. We're going to go for a white test micro on film. Pwndnoob is on top of it, takes the shot. And rightfully so. That's so dangerous. That's so dangerous to go for. I mean, let's take a look at the party and see what was going on. This is just, honestly, just really not good timing to go for this. Like, let's look at when we trigger it. We decide to trigger it about here. And from this POV, Amba, perfectly safe. So where's the sniper's eyes? The sniper's eyes are going to be on the drink. So that could be the timing that he's looking at. But it's actually kind of hard to tell from right here because of the blockage. So there's the drink take, and there's his trigger. So that's what he was hoping for, was the trigger of Toby's drink take here to distract from this. But the person taking it was a low light, and I think maybe you do both. You wait for the Amba to be in a somewhat buggable position, and you wait for the drink. This is also a really hard spot to micro. But I mean, you've got to get the blue at some point, so you know it is what it is. That was the second game, right? Yeah, I believe it was the second game. Is my scoreboard already off? Like, even if you get the green one, even if you get the green micro first, you have to get the blue micro at some point. So it's like you may as well try and get it over with. But I mean, also maybe you wait for some people to be standing right here. Maybe you take the book out to the front and do it out there. There's a few options that you have. So I don't know. Magician also pretty low on time. It's 1-1. Yeah, don't do it after statues. That's a pretty common suggestion too. Is you know, once you're highlight for statues, you're just going to be watched, or once you've done statues, you're going to be watched. So, and we're going to have Pwndnoob also on Irish. I don't have to switch anything on the stream controller. Trying to chase down our ST, hoping that she stops at that yellow painting pad, and Queen doesn't. Heads over to, bounces into the back convo. Pwndnoob going for a little bit of redirects himself while he tries to find a place to settle in with the seduction target. We're going to land in and flirt from afar. First flirt for 25%. Corvus, if you want to hop in and join me on commentary, let me know and I'll send you an invite. For now, Pwndnoob is just hanging out, trying to work on the flirt cooldown, wait for Queen to settle in so he can get some more flirt progress. I think right now Pwndnoob needs to think about working on another mission, especially because our ST steps into the statues. And we've got to work on whatever our fourth mission is going to be, our third and fourth mission. Surprisingly not a purloin there. I mean, it would have been a terrible purloin, but we've just got no progress. Oh, it's for a fingerprint. Okay. So again, Pwndnoob favoring the fingerprint against Magician here. See if we can continue to abuse it. Pwndnoob had a great round last time, except in my opinion for the decision to do a fast dump on the book rather than a legal return. Maybe try to replicate that same game style and make a slight decision change at the end. We step next to our seduction target in the back conversation. And get our next flirt to finish it out. We're at 100%. So we've got flirt done, we've got one fingerprint, and 1 minute and 38 on the clock. There's currently 7 highlights and no lowlights. We're going to gulp our drink and walk towards the front of the venue. We pass by the ambassador on our way outside as the ambassador comes inside, and we're going to go for the coveted Pwndnoob time ad at the front right. Magician zoomed in, doesn't see it. It's also a green. All the while, we're going to head back in, maybe grab this difficult briefcase. No, we're not. We're going to go for a bounce, and we do like 1 bounce off of an SDA, though we're not rewarded as of yet. We're hanging out at the blue painting pad with the ambassador to our left. Ambassador chooses to leave, negating any chance that we had it taking a bug there. Pwndnoob playing it very slow. 1 minute and 30 left, still just seduce on a fingerprint. This is turning into scary territory. We're going to have to maybe time that again. We're going to have to frame, or we're going to have to do a rush at the end. I have a feeling Pwndnoob is going to time ad because he stepped to the spot that he did last time. He goes for the time ad and it's green. We're at 1 minute and 55 left on the clock. Magician zooms out this time, maybe suspicious of the time ad, because there's not too much of a reason to zoom out right there, unless it's just regular strategy. Now I like the time ad before contact because it's going to maximize our number of suspects here, just as the Magician may be thinking, okay, there's only 35 seconds left, someone's about to be completing, I may need to shoot, and contact is just really going to narrow it down. So I think Pwndnoob is going to hold off on contact, and ideally you make it your last mission if you actually want to complete.
Banana bread.
There goes the contact. Down to 5 highlights, down to 4 highlights. Tons of lowlights coming off. We have a safety off toggle on Boots, who was a highlight, who was in for real contact and then left the conversation afterwards. We've got the beeps, but they're slow. At this point, Magician knows that there's been a time ad. We need fingerprint and another mission. So far, Magician being very patient and not shooting. Realizes that because there's been a time ad, he probably has a little bit of time, and the spy isn't finishing. We go ahead and take a bug past the ambassador who was inspecting, and Magician waits, thinks about it, highlights Pwndnoob, and then takes the shot. So good catch by Magician. I don't think that Magician necessarily saw any hand movement on that bug, but just realized that it was a bug due to the path. So if you look here, you can see Irish's hand start a little bit, but that's pretty hard to see. I think it's just for the pathing, the little swivel into the amba, and just the setup to go from here to there, from one side of the painting pads to the other to take that bug. It's just pretty expected at that point. So a good attempt by Pwndnoob. I didn't disagree with the game plan, but also very, very good hold by Magician and not shooting too early, due to the time ads. So good play by both parties there. And we're going to have Magician on Kane. Or Papa, as it says here. Magician up 2-1. Stepping into green books with our seduction target, who is boots. We're going to take book first and then flirt for 34%. And here we go. Pwndnoob has already highlit the spy. He highlit the two people at that green pad, likely for a flirt pair suspicion. And for those of you unaware, Pwndnoob is a very behavioral type player. He will take highlights for things that he thinks a spy would do, like going to green books at the start to be able to flirt with each other. So a good read by Pwndnoob, and hopefully it pays off. An early flirt pairing like this can be death if Magician continues to chase. And here we go. Magician has stepped into convo with Boots. And how long is Magician going to wait before flirting? I didn't look at the time, but that felt about 6 or 7 seconds. 7 seconds is about the average time that a spy waits before talking when entering a conversation with their seduction target. Meanwhile, Smallman at the very back of the venue has picked up a highlight. We flirted with Boots at the front. Boots has now left, and we are still in the bottom conversation, though we haven't gone through a talk. I'd like to see Magician go through a talk animation here without the seduction target present to try and lower the suspicion of the flirt pairing a bit. But Magician really has no reason to do that, as they probably don't think that they're a suspect, but it's just good habit. We are idling down here for quite a bit, but again, still no talk. Most of the conversations are filled. Now is a good time for banana bread, just because everything is filled and the party's pretty docile. Nobody at books, not that many people at side painting statues. Alice is over at the side paintings. Alice is at statues inspecting, but for the most part, both of the conversations are fairly filled up. We're back to blue books. We're going to take the book with us. Magician playing slow. All we've got is 81% of a flirt and 1 minute and 54 seconds left on the clock. We're reading in the front. We'll see. I think we're going to try and purloin at the very front of the venue, hoping that the sniper is zoomed in. Magician does seem to be looking to the back, watching Toby to see if he could time the microfilm with the purloin. Elects not to go for it, though. Very interesting. Stepping into the back conversation, we take an instant green BB upon entering. For now, we're just hanging out. I wonder if Magician is just going to dump this in green then? We're still a highlight. And here we go. We're dumping the blue book into green. Bit of an awkward entry. That might have just been some spectator lag. It was like almost a slide. Are we getting a little bit of sliding here? So far, we're not shot for standing at the green bookcase, which is a good sign. Pwndnoob may notice it as he leaves the area. Still no shot. We've got contact, transfer microfilm, 81% of a flirt, and 40 seconds. We're going to have to figure out what our fourth mission is going to be. We're finishing up our flirt, and we only need one more mission in 30 seconds to get it. We are Kane, so we've got Kane signed bug. We could step out of this conversation to the red painting pad and try to get a reverse drive-by. Ambassador doesn't help us as they go the other direction. They're now in the back conversation on the left side. We are in the same conversation on the front right. 10 seconds left. We've got to make a move, otherwise there's going to be a timeout here. It looks like we're going to go for a bug at the end. It's a right-handed bug. We're in the back. Pretty easy to see. Pwndnoob is patient, waits for it, takes the shot. Could have seen maybe a dance there. Probably wouldn't have helped as we were, I think, a bit taller than most of the people back there, but may as well. So we're all tied up 2-2 on gallery, heading into the next venue, which is going to be Aquarium. That'll be fun. And we're going to have Pwndnoob on queen. Picking up our first flirt for 34%. And Magician taking some highlights. Okay, not for stat. Highlight onto Alice for statue. Highlight onto Wheels for statue. So just wrote statue highlights. Pwndnoob hanging out at the very front of the venue. Surprised we didn't get a time ad, but it looks like we're going to head back to our ST. This time we're going to space out a little bit so it's not as obvious. The party's doing some favors for Pwndnoob. It's nothing crazy, but it's very spread out mission progress for the other AIs. We've got a few statue goers, a few people at bar. Wheels went to bar and then got a briefcase. And then we've got some people just in the conversations that are also flirting. So everything is very spread out. The sniper's attention should be spread kind of among everything at the moment. And we're going to step back to our seduction target in the middle, CC. And we're gonna no, that was just action test canceled. Okay. So, seduction target left us in the middle of our flirt. And we're gonna chase her back down. We're not even afraid of it. And hopefully Pwndnoob is taking note of the fact that Wheels has now done 2 briefcases, has an inspect, and is Wheels on aquarium. Which is kind of like being small men on every other venue. Wheels is now stepping into statues to inspect, but I believe it's the pair that he's already been to, which could be a very Pwndnoob thing to do. Normally it's something you may consider low lighting for, but it's also something that one of these spies would do to bait out a low light, so it's kind of a coin toss. Nonetheless, Pwndnoob's got flirt completed, but only a minute and 37 left on the clock. We've got to start getting some mission progress done. We go for a shark bug in middle. We leave the bottom right, and we walk to the bar, and on the way, we jump into the convo, take the bug, and then keep walking. All covered by shark. I doubt Magician suspects anything. And we've now got 2 missions done, a minute and 18 left on the clock. We pick up a delegate in pocket, as that was kind of the reason we were giving the sniper as to why we were headed that direction. So, not sure if we're actually going to use it. I want to see a delegate to DA. Go banana bread and delegate to the double agent. Do it, Pwndnoob. Do it. Nah, he's afraid.
Banana bread.
Here's our BB, and there's our delegate. We delegated to Duke in the bottom left conversation, who is a highlight. And Magician takes the shot onto Duke. Bit of a behavioral shot, thinking, okay, this is obviously Pwndnoob who's going to pick up the delegate with 40 seconds left on the clock, but it was actually just a delegate from Pwndnoob to that AI. So I wonder how different it would have been if Magician had waited for Duke to take the drink. If the guest list disappeared, if Magician had already thought that this was Pwndnoob, then it probably just would have been a shot anyways, thinking that Pwn was just direct taking. So I think it's kind of neither here nor there that shot went off. There's not going to be OT anyways, so he probably would have shot Duke regardless. Hopefully this doesn't tilt Magician, and we're going to have Magician picking Duke. I think the game has a tendency to auto-pick the person that was last shot. Happens all the time. Pick up our first flirt for 25%, and then we head to the bar. Pwndnoob going for some bar highlights here to start. Low lighting Salmon and Taft in the bottom left convo for being spaced out and talking, just obviously not flirting. Also takes a low light onto another character. I think it was Sorry. Also presumably for not flirting. Magician still hanging out at the back bar, waiting for Toby. Next flirt, we landed green. We're at 76%. And so far, the gameplay from both of these players is usually slow play the first 70% of the game and then pick up speed in the latter 30, unless a bug opportunity presents itself, which is pretty standard overall among any spy, but especially this game. And highlights wear off for being at bar, probably about after a minute. And Magician going in for inspect here at 210. We did send someone to the bar to pick up the guest list in the meantime. I believe we sent our ST. Guest list is gone, and I have a feeling Pwndnoob is going to regret those neutral lights on the people that were highlit at bar because we've now lost who did it. Magician, in the aftermath of the Purloin, decides to go for a swap in the open on the left, picks up 2 inspects and a swap. As he leaves the swapped statue, he bugs the ambassador on the way out, and now all we need is 24% of a flirt or 1 inspect. And I think Magician needs to close this out now before Pwndnoob catches up to everything that has happened. Specifically the swap. We're going to chase our ST. No, we're not. We're going to enter conversation near where our ST is hanging out at the front windows. And this is very winnable for Magician. Chained together a few hard tells, went for a bug in the aftermath, and is extremely close to getting a mission win countdown. Pwndnoob at this point is going to have to shoot for a flirt finish, which seems unlikely. Here we go. Magician leaving the bottom left conversation to enter the center one. Spaces out away from pearls. Entered at about 107. Let's see how long until he decides to go for his talk. Talks at about 101. Waits about 6 seconds. And as we go for our flirt, our ST bails. And she bails over to green. I think Magician is going to elect to go and chase over to green. She's been there for a decent amount of time, and yes, ST bails again because we had waited too long to go for that green book. If we chase her again, it's going to start to look pretty obvious. I think if Magician is going to go for this, he needs to go on the other side of the conversation, not near her. He decides to go against my advice, stands next to pearls, and waits probably less than 6 seconds this time. Pwndnoob finally highlighting an AI that is near the swap statue, maybe thinking about it, but mission win countdown goes through, and Magician picks up a fantastic spy win to tie us out 3-3. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome from Magician. Sends the Purloin, gets the swap while that's happening. A bit of a risky swap. I mean, he's pretty lucky. Not pretty lucky, but he's lucky that Pwndnoob didn't see that. It was on screen. Everything was very obvious, but I think Pwndnoob just not thinking about it at that point was still probably thinking about who could have purloined, especially because Pwndnoob had just recently brought all of his bar highlights down to neutral. So gets that, and then on the way out, just goes for the bug. I mean, again, a pretty risky bug. Everything on screen, everything fairly obvious, but I think, again, Pwndnoob still thinking about the bar, still thinking about the purloin. He might have actually not even noticed the purloin until Tex was there taking. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, good job by Magician. And stepping in with Pwndnoob on Alice. We're tied 3-3. Hopefully Pwndnoob doesn't let this get to his head and can still, stay composed and try to take the lead here with a spy win. Do I have the scoreboard right? 3-3? Hey, scoreboard manager. Keep feeling like I'm missing. I usually don't. I don't think I ever have, but I just feel like I'm missing a point. Sounds right to you? Okay. First flirt for 51% in the bottom right conversation. Bar is pretty empty here, just in AMBA and SDA. We've got 5 people highlight. I think those are all statue visitors. So, party favoring us in that sense. We're hanging out at bar, trying to get a drink. Kane is going to pick up a fingerprint. Delegate in pocket. We're going to take a sip at the bar. And we were going for a difficult print on that drink, which we missed. We're going to stand next to General and probably go for our flirt while behind Shark. If not, we should. We do. And that's a 2 flirt. Flirt finished, 2 minutes and 30 left on the clock. We do have delegate and pocket, which we could use. And we do. We're going to delegate and then BB. BB nets Magician 4 lowlights. General is now behind Shark, requesting Toby for the purloin. We're going to gulp our drink, that way we're not seen holding one. And most people are in conversations right now. There's only 2 people outside of CC that are not SDAs. That's General, who's going to try and take this drink for us, and Seek, who is a lowlight that was at statues. Purloin is done behind the Shark by General. Magician rotating, should be noticing it soon. General picks up a highlight for the Purloin. What's our 4th mission going to be? Magician shaking his camera here, either to give us an effect because he thinks it's General, but to me it looked like it was out of much frustration. So I think Magician frustrated with the Purloin there, or was just trying to make it look cool before taking the shot, but I don't think that that's what it was. So Pwndnoob up 4-0, sorry, 4-3 as we head into our last Aquarium match. And this is going to be Magician on, which twin is this? Bling twin. Magician hanging out in the center convo for a little bit, waits for our idle animation, and heads to the back right pad where we could time out, but we're just going to go for a watch check. Bit of a bar rush. We've got a lot of people there. We're going to go ahead and join the bar rush. Pwndnoob highlighting Irish over here at statue. And we're just patiently waiting. Toby offering us a drink. Delegated pocket at about 3:04. Reverse drive-by bug opportunity here. We're going to go for a contact, maybe a contact bug. And we do. Great bug by Magician. It's a contact distraction into bug. Still got a and while that was happening, we also sent someone to delegate for us. So we're now 3 missions down, 3 missions in. Bug contact and Purloin completed. 2 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. All we need to do is flirt. Magician picks up a highlight for flirting next to Disney here. Pwndnoob may be more onto this than I had originally thought, possibly because Magician is holding a drink here. Due to Magician's placement next to the ambassador during the contact, Pwndnoob is hopefully crediting bug. Pwndnoob checking a neutral light for a swap in the back. And we did grab our first flirt for 51%, so all Magician needs to do is hang out, wait for the flirt timer, and land another green test. And there it is. Flirt comes off cooldown. We land the green test. We're in mission win countdown. Doesn't look like any shot's going to be taken, and at this point we're covered by Shark anyways. And beautiful chain of events by Magician to get that spy win. I mean, that was just awesome. We went for the contact here. We then go for the bug. Let's take a look at it from this side here. Let's do free camera. Contact. There's our bug. Here's our delegate. And we cancel the talk. Everything all at once. Great chain of events by Magician there. Great spy play. And it's just kind of the reverse of what we've been seeing. It's kind of a mix-up play. Is normally you see the spy work on flirt for the first half or whatever, and then kind of do the missions. And in this case, it's let's do all the missions first, and then you've got to shoot me for flirting at the end, which is much harder. So a good mix-up by Magician there, and uses banana bread to distract not only from one hardtail, but from 2. So great job by Magician. And it's unfortunate because Pwndnoob got the highlight onto Magician, so I'm surprised that. Uh, I mean, the shot would be hard, but I wouldn't put it past Pwndnoob to take that shot for that flirt finish. Looks like the next venue is going to be Ballroom, and we're all tied up 4-4. It's crazy because they both keep getting such great wins. It always feels like one of them is ahead. It's very, very back and forth. So stepping in with Pwndnoob on Spy first as Irish. Where's Irish? There she is. Take our first flirt for 34% in the back near green books with General. And General almost came to us, but is instead going to step into statues. We are set up for a possible reverse drive-by. We're perpendicular to the camera, but we're behind pillar, and the conversation that we are in is very full. So if the ambassador comes around the backside, I expect to see a reverse drive-by bug here. We'll go ahead and go split screen so we can see both as the possible bug sets up. Unfortunately, the ambassador decides to go the other way. We miss out on our bug. Now, I am expecting Pwndnoob to go for fingerprints again. He's been using fingerprints against Magician this entire set, and it hasn't been getting him caught. So we may see Pwndnoob return over to that statue where the ambassador was inspecting. For now, we're going to pick up our second flirt to 68% and immediately go for the stop talk. Toby offering a drink, and it looks like we're going to take an innocent. Stepping out to a front window pad, letting the flirt cooldown come through. Pwndnoob going to go for one of his coveted time ads. It is a green test. We enter conversation with the double agent, and we did a kind of twitch. I believe what that was is Pwndnoob was going for a flirt and had missed the action test that he wanted, possibly, or something, and wanted to cancel it. Something to that effect. That's the only reason I could see that he would twitch. Also could have just been a mispress. Nonetheless, we've got Seduce done. We've got 2 minutes and 10 left on the clock. Sniper sees 1 minute and 42 due to the green time ad. We're hanging out with the double agent, but good BB just hasn't really popped up. We've got too many high value targets that are not in convos. So I think Pwndnoob is going to wait a little bit. Looks like General rejects a drink, so we do have an opportunity to go for a BB purloin here. The contact would not be great. We're also going to reject a drink. General now leaving the scene of the crime if we were to purloin.
Banana bread.
We go for the banana bread while the double agent takes the drink. Double agent leaves. Interesting play by Pwndnoob. I wonder if he did that on purpose. Wait for the double agent to start taking a drink, get your banana bread, and then the odds of them leaving should be pretty high. You know, it's like 50-50 if an AI takes a drink if they're going to leave or not. So then the sniper may not even see that the DA was ever there, and you're credited with a fake BB. We're going to reject a drink and walk away. Probably we're heading to the front left of the venue. Front window pad. Maybe another time ad. Maybe we head into mid statues. Maybe we do neither and we go to an empty conversation in the middle of the venue. We are entering our second idle animation as Irish. And we're going to go for a green purloin. And we leave that conversation. Not perfect on the leave, but if, I don't think Magician is watching for that at this point, just due to the timing here. We've got 25 seconds left on the clock. We picked up our first fingerprint. 20 seconds, purloin goes off. Magician zooming in, looking for some aftermath here. I don't think Pwndnoob has time to go for a second fingerprint. Safety off toggle on Pwndnoob and Smallman. And Magician is holding their shot. We've got to get a second statue. We've got to get a second fingerprint, which we do. We head to a statue that has a fingerprint that's been cooking. Magician waiting for the OT, doesn't see the swap, but was suspicious of Irish for the reject in the purloin chain anyways, and takes a shot onto Pwndnoob to bring the score to 5-4 in Magician's favor. So, very disciplined sniper play by Magician. Very impressive. Had good control. Magician stepping into Spy themselves as Plane Twin. Seduction target is over at the side statues, so we're just going to kind of hang out. We step into a conversation in the back near green books, kind of behind Disney, kind of halfway inside of him. ST comes to us, and we're going to pick up our first flirt for 23%. Stepping into green books, just probably letting our flirt cool down a little bit. Second flirt for 57%. We have green book in hand. Go for a briefcase redirect. Let's see if Pwndnoob rewards it. And then we do a bit of a bounce redirect around the backside of that conversation. Laser seemed to be following us, but they could have just been on checking queen for swap. We've got Boots, Queen, and Alice all hitting the back statues at the same time. Minute 45 left. We've only got 57% on the flirt, and that's our only mission progress. I have to imagine the Magician is going to take this green book and dump it into blue at this point. We're hanging out with the double agent. We're the only one in convo with them. We choose to go chase our ST, pick up our second flirt, or our next flirt rather, for a total of 91%. And pacing is starting to look like an issue. However, we have seen throughout the set, Magician at the waning moments of the game is able to chain together a few different missions and hit mission win countdown. So don't count them out yet. We're going to step into blue books to dump the green one in there and pick up another mission. Transfer is complete. No shot. And now we'll step in with Rocker and finish out our flirt from across the conversation. Flirt complete. 35 seconds. All we have to do is contact and purloin, which is what I suspect will happen. Currently, Seek is in conversation with Smallman and the Ambassador, and we're going to step over. We're stepping pretty close to the Ambassador. We may go for a Banana Bread bug. We do. We go for a Banana Bread bug distract. Pwndnoob zooming in on Magician, thinking about taking the shot. I think he's waiting for the purloin to pop. And Pwndnoob doesn't take the shot. Magician up 6-4, earns himself 1 marble in the set. So I love that play. I think Banana Bread into Purloin is very suspected, as it's, kind of what I expected would happen. So I love that move of the Banana Bread bug there, standing bug.
Banana Bread.
The lean is obvious, but of course Pwndnoob is working on his lowlights. And I think what happens there is Pwndnoob stops working on his lights. Like, he could have hit Rocker right there, if you see Rocker's out of convo. But I think partway through taking these lowlights, Pwndnoob realizes, oh shit, this is probably someone distracting for a hard tell like a bug, and just looks a little bit too late. So I think Pwndnoob knew what was about to happen right there, but Magician did it just before Pwndnoob had realized. So heading into Taeyen as the last venue, Magician needs 1 more point to win. Pwndnoob on wheels. Starting out with a timeout in the back, it is white. Magician zooming in on the Ambassador, ensuring that Oprah doesn't bug. Mom steps into the back to pick up a fingerprint, and for now, Pwndnoob is just hanging out in the front conversation with 27% of a flirt. I expect to see a possible reverse drive-by bug. However, General leaves the front of the conversation, giving away our cover, so we're going to chase him to the back and pick up our next flirt here in a moment. We go for a fairly early contact. This might be paired with a purloin here in a moment. Next flirt for 73%. Amba steps into conversation next to us. We're going to go ahead and take the bug as it is free. We should get credited with the bug, but we're actually pretty well covered. We've now got bug, contact, 73% of a flirt. Double agent leaves conversation. Sorry, seduction target leaves conversation. So this is just going to be a battle of what's our fourth mission. Looks like we're going to chase general to finish our flirt here. And we're doing really good on time. The time ad plus the bug and the contact, we've got plenty of time here as Pwndnoob to get our fourth mission figured out. I think fingerprint would be a good idea, as it doesn't seem that Magician has been extremely on top of it. Has been on top of it, but not extremely on top of it. At least referencing back to that early gallery game where we almost won with the transfer at the end. And it looks like our fourth mission is going to be an inspect at 2 minutes. This is also a great play, as you don't typically see a sniper shooting at the 2-minute mark on Taeyan for a middle inspect. It's usually just a highlight and then watch them further and wait for their hardtail. Unfortunately for Magician, Pwndnoob got that bug done pretty early. Magician should be crediting wheels and realizing that this is a time for a shot, but Pwndnoob gets away with it, sneaks to the back in case there's any suspicion and a possible safety off, and nets himself a win for a 6-5 score. Heading into the last round of Taeyan with Magician on Salmon, I think this is a perfect way to end the set, as Magician's spy play has just been insane. It's been very fun to watch, very aggressive, very push and pull, gas and brake, and is really employing a lot of kind of mix-up strategies, whether it be a slow start or a fast start. So we'll see what he does here on Taeyan, picking up our first flirt for 34% into a cough on screen, and then we were going to try and purloin, and that is not the way you want to see it end. Facing the camera, and we just go for the cough. Pwndnoob is on top of it and takes the shot for a 6-6. I want them to replay it. Pwndnoob should be like, nah, I don't want to win like that. Let's replay it. But, you know, a win's a win. What are you going to do? So, yeah, so that's going to end at 6-6. A bit of an anticlimactic ending. Anticlimactic? I can't say that word. Ending to the set, which was very great overall, and still great. The ending doesn't, squash any part of how it was. So, great gameplay from both parties. Some really fun spy stuff. Some tech that I think I learned. Some little tricks that I think I picked up from watching that I'll probably test out in some of my own SCL matches. Stuff that I actually hadn't thought of before. So, great to be able to cast a diamond level match and learn some stuff from them. So, anyways, thank you for tuning in. Congrats to both players. We're ending 6-6. And until next time, okay, bye.